In the last lesson, you have seen how we have checked whether a number is Armstrong or not. We have checked that formula only for 3 digits, but when the number has more than 3 digits, this program is not going to work. And therefore, we need to, modify this formula based on the number of digits. And that's what we discussed earlier. If we have 4 digits, then the power will be 4. If you have 2 digits, then the power will be 2. If you have 5 digits, then the power will be 5, right? So we need to count the number of digits even before modifying this formula. And therefore, what I'm going to do here, I need to find the number of digits. So I will just, for now, going to comment this part, and I'm going to show you how to count of the number of digits of a number. So for that, it's going to be pretty simple. We need a variable to count, and we're going to use count equals 0. So here we are going to name the variable, let's say digit count. That will make more sense. Here we are going to say digit count is 0. So at the beginning, we're saying there is no digit in our number, but now we are going to run a loop to check whether how many digits we have in the number. So we are going to use while loop, and of course we know how to separate each number. This is nothing new for us. We know how to do that. So how we are going to do that? We know that we are going to run this loop until the working number not equal to 0, and each time we're going to divide it by 10. So the working number will be divided by 10 each time, and this will make sure the quotient is changing. Okay, and then we are going to count the digits. Okay, so as long as the working number is not equal to 0, we are going to find out we're going to find out the number there, and we're going to find out basically the digits there, and we're going to count it here. All right, now let me show you what do I mean by that. Let's say if we have a number here, 1 2 3. Okay, so how many digits are there? 3, of course, but our program needs to understand this. So what we're doing here, this is our working number. Let me just put it like this, working number, and we're going to divide the working number as per our formula. We are going to divide it by 10. So if we divide it by 10, what will happen here? 1 2 3 by 10. We know that we can multiply by 1 10, and there will be 23. So 2 into 10 will be 20. So the remainder will be 3. So we have divided it by 1 time, and the count of digits will be, or digits counts will be 1 this time. This is our variable. So we have digit count 1 time. So we're adding that up here. As you recall, here we're incrementing. So the previous one was 0. This time it will be 1. And we'll keep dividing until this quotient part is not 0. So again, we are going to divide 12 by 10, and it will be 1 time. So 10 into 10 is, the remainder is going to be 2. So now the digit count will be changed by 1, and it's going to be 2. So it's not 0, so we're going to divide it again with 10. So 10 into 0 this time, and it will be 0. The remainder is 1. So we have divided it again, and of course this time we have if we're dividing it by again, and we will come inside, so it will be 3. Digit count will be 3, and next time we cannot run the loop furthermore, because here the working number became 0. Okay, now I just want to print it here to show you number of digits here. So number of digits %d, new line, and then we are going to print the digit count. So number of digits in the number. So here I'm going to print the number as well. So this is going to be our original number that we are going to print, and then we are going to print the digit count as well. Okay, just to make it more beautiful. Now I'm going to compile and run, and let me show you. So let's say the positive number is 1 2 3. The number of digits should be not 1, of course it should be 3, right? So why this one is not working in our case, let's check. So when we gave 1 2 3 positive number, so we are here while working number not equal 0, we have not assigned that working number to the original number. This is something we should have done here. So let me come back here, and I'm going to take out the comment, because we have pushed this original number inside the working number, right? So let's run it again, and let's see what's the output is going to look like this time. I'm going to give you an integer number 1 2 3, and it says number of digits in 1 2 3 is 3. Okay, so here I'm going to make it a little bit more beautiful. R3 digits in these are 3. All right, fair enough. Now that you have seen how we have find the number of digits in a number, we can start completing our program and we can make it more efficient, especially the one we were dealing with, which is the Armstrong number, right? So let's go to the program now. Now that we have calculated the number of digits in a number, we can easily modify our program for the Armstrong number, because if you recall here, the reminder, basically how many times it will be depends on the number of digits in a number, right? So here I'm going to comment this one, and I'm going to take out all the comment from here to here. And what I will do this time, instead of reminder into reminder into reminder, what basically I'm going to do here, I'm going to use power here. So let's do that. We are going to use power of reminder. And how many times the reminder will be, that depends on the digit count that we have here. All right. And that should be all. Actually, it should work. And we're going to test it out. Again, this power might return us some different data type, so we can convert it to integer if you want. So here you can use integer as well, even like if you feel that need here. Okay. Fair enough. And we can modify this program a little bit because we are using sum equals sum plus. In this case, we could use assignment operator like this, which is completely fine. Okay, let's run this program and let's hope this time it's going to work. Here I'm going to compile and run, and there is something is wrong here because we have power and we did not use math.h. Therefore, we should bring that math.h and we should compile and run it again. Let's see it works. Yes, it does work. And this time I'm going to try out some of the Armstrong number that we did not try earlier for 4 digits or, more than 3 digits. So if I try 3 digits, which is 153, it should work. And it says 153 is not an Armstrong number. Okay. And why is that? It should be, of course. And why is not? Let me check here. Let me come back. And we want to test it out why it's not. So here, I'm just checking everything real quick. We have the number of digits here. We are running this one. And then we are coming back. So I want to check first, step by step, whether we are getting the number of digits, okay, before even coming there. Of course, we did check that one. Let me compile and run one more time. Here, if I try 153, it should show number of digits 3 here, which is right. And now we are coming back here. Of course, the working number is changing and therefore the problem is happening. So we need to, come back here and we need to reassign the working number again before even we start dealing with working number, because we made working number 0 here. So when we're coming again here, it doesn't start with the original working number. So that's why the problem was happening. Now let's try again. We're going to compile and run. And here I'm going to give the integer number 153. And it is working completely fine. This time I'm going to try with a 4-digit Armstrong number, which is going to be 1634 in this case. So let me run 1634. If I run it, it says, hey, this is an Armstrong number, and it is working completely fine. So hopefully it made sense to you.